It's Super StarCraft Bros.
Silver Tuesday.
Look at them SCVs.
Look at him. Look at him go.
I wonder how scary that is to have two rocket ignition engines on your back.
Well, you know.
Like your feet never get to touch the ground because you're constantly floating.
Sounds like it could be pretty nice.
I wonder if it's comfortable in an SCV. You know, SCVs look pretty beefy with all that metal and glass and stuff. Why don't they put weapons on those?
Well, they have a drill.
I mean, they travel really fast, too.
Claw.
I mean, they need to weaponize those things. I like how you're mimicking the claw and the drill, though no one can see you.
You can see me.
Alright, we have a TvT matchup for you on Daybreak for our Silver Tuesday video this week.
Indeed.
I'm Jay.
I'm Iron Sparks.
And Iron Sparks, please introduce our Terran amazing players.
In our bottom left corner, we have our red Terran, DuncanIdaho.
Whoa, go for the Dune fan.
Yeah. And in our top right corner, we have our blue Terran, FlipKnight.
I got nothing for that one. I kind of like it, but I got nothing for it. Alright, so we got a classic red versus blue, stuck in a space canyon.
Why are we here?
Because that's what the ladder demanded they do, is fight each other. Supply depot goes down, barracks going down for DuncanIdaho, and back at FlipKnight, he's already started his barracks. So he has a bit of the advantage on the barracks count, and he actually has more SCVs out as well, so FlipKnight a little faster on his opening build.
Yeah, but you know, Duncan's faster on his gas.
Alright, so we do have a little variety on the opening builds from our two Terran players. Most of the time, if you guys have watched our lower league cast, is when it comes down to a mirror matchup, it's almost step-by-step mirror matchup. Someone throws on a barracks, so the guy does the same thing. Supply depot. Gas geyser. So this will be interesting if they go a different build. You know, it'd be kind of interesting, especially with Heart of the Swarm going out, Iron Sparks. Early Reaper play in TvT. I think that'd be interesting.
It's definitely going to be a viable choice in Heart of the Swarm, as well as siege tanks.
Yes, because now the siege tanks, at least in the beta, no longer need a siege tank upgrade.
Yeah.
Which is somewhat blasphemous for hardcore Terran players from StarCraft 1 and Brood Wars. But I don't care. I'm kind of excited for that.
After that change, Husky tweeted something. Like, Heart of the Swarm, you don't need a factory for tanks. They just give you 4 when you start.
Really? That's awesome! I want 4 tanks when we start. We got a couple Marines out on the field for FlipKnight. Looks like one of them is heading south to the Zelnog Tower. And we do have a Marine out for DuncanIdaho. Good friend of Paul Atreides in the Dune series, who actually runs off and has to make friends with the Fremens on Arrakis.
I think I actually played like a mono battle or Star Dodgeball or something with someone named Atreides.
Didn't we cast someone with the name?
I was playing Dota 2 with someone named Atreides.
Did you? I know we casted someone, their name was really close to the word Atreides. Yeah. It was spelled differently, but
I played a game of Dota with someone named Atreides.
I read Dune a couple years ago. I have to read it again.
I read it last year?
Yeah, didn't it take you forever? It's a dense book.
Yeah.
To be nice to it. But it's definitely good. I for some reason I like both movie versions of it, both the movie and the Sci-Fi Channel version of it, even though it's corny. And it does look like we might have some tanks out on the field, or we might see a fast Stargate into
yeah, we'll be seeing some Banshees coming
Banshees, thank you. I totally spaced. I'm like Celtic legend, kind of a ghost Banshee. Okay.
And on the flip side, we have a command center coming down. Get it? On the flip side. Alright, so we do have a star port coming from Duncan.
So I think we are going to see fast Banshees out of our red player. And the blue player, if he, I don't know, I mean, early on Banshees can do a lot of damage. He does have an orbital out. He might be able to throw down a scan. He's got plenty of Marines to take out these Banshees. It just depends on if he's lucky enough to have the positioning to catch those Banshees.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely going to have the Marines. And since he is getting these 2... I would assume this is going to be it's just starting to be an orbital. He's even more chance to have energy. But back at Idaho's base, he is going ahead getting that siege tank tech, and he's getting a reactor. So we're probably not going to be seeing those Banshees.
So yeah, we might just see maybe a Marine tank army, which, you know, Marine tank is a common build against Zerg and Terran. Solidify your tank lines, have those Marines out there that deal damage, and also guard the tanks for any air that takes out ground, like Banshees. And I don't know, interesting. Oh, it'll be interesting to see what comes out of the starport. I'm
You know,
assuming medvacs.
Yeah,
but, we never know.
I fully expect medvacs, so I really don't expect the that's.
Ouch. Ouch.
Guns over there, heads over there.
Not even sure if that's the head. I think that's like the shoulder plate.
So yeah, I have no idea what I was just saying.
I did notice that we have an engineering bay down for DuncanIdaho, but he's deciding to go turrets right now. So he might be expecting some type of Banshee play or drops, just making sure that that main mineral line is defended, and no expansion yet out of DuncanIdaho.
Yeah, he probably is expecting that drop, so he's probably getting that out while he's moved his army away. That way he doesn't have to worry about coming back. Just a precaution. And yeah, he, like you just said, doesn't have that expansion, but it's because he doesn't know what FlipKnight's doing. Just looking at his vision right now, he doesn't even know where his opponent is.
No, and I mean supply is somewhat similar. We're 41 to 49, 50 just jumped ahead for FlipKnight, but income-wise, we're looking at 30 to 20 harvesters. 31. FlipKnight is taking a drastic lead, and he has almost double the mineral income between the two Terran players. So that's going to be vital in this mirror matchup.
And he also has the potential to get double the mules.
Yes, he does. He just drops another mule down at the natural. It does look like he wasted a drop on a supply depot drop. I'm never a fan of seeing those in-game unless it's absolutely vital and if you're a pro.
Alright, so Idaho did go ahead and...
You know, a good scan. He does see that there is a command center. And there is a pause of the game. Manners aplenty, which I'm always glad to see.
That darn doorbell.
Was there a pizza delivered?
Nope, just the doorbell showed up.
Excuse me, the doorbell's here. I gotta go take care of it. And it does look like Iron Sparks, we are going to have a huge standoff game. Both players just kind of macroing up, and then it's going to be one final battle.
Yeah, FlipKnight now has also went ahead, got a starport, getting a tech lab on his factory.
So it looks like somehow both players are going to come around and mirror each other again on builds. That'll be interesting.
3 barracks. 3 barracks.
2 more turrets going up for DuncanIdaho.
You know, he doesn't want anything coming anywhere.
He's very paranoid on drops or anything.
Let's see, FlipKnight just did a scan checking if his opponent had an expansion, and he saw that it does not exist. Just the one thing that neither of them have checked, except for, appears... I don't know if that was a scan down there or not, but no one's really checked for a ninja expand.
No, and you know, at the lower level, you do see, I think, more ninjas than in the higher levels, because it takes a lot of time to build a ninja expand, and if it's found out, it's almost impossible to defend it, because it's so far away. But it does look like DuncanIdaho is feeling quite confident, and he's moved out to the Zelnaga Tower.
Well, it's DuncanIdaho.
Yeah, got nothing, it's DuncanIdaho. And back at FlipKnight's base, medvac production underway, no siege tech, technology research, Vikings coming on the field for DuncanIdaho. That's going to be able to counter FlipKnight's medvacs. And we do have some Marauders on the field now for FlipKnight. This is going to be an interesting engagement. How are you feeling about this, Iron Sparks?
You know, if he can get some decent placement on these tanks, because he has siege, his opponent doesn't.
I like how they just hit on it. Oh no, this tank's going to be spotted! They said hi and just, went on their way. Here we go.
Alright, so he needs a siege up down here, like he's doing so.
Good.
Yeah, he's definitely setting these up. The one in the back, he's gonna have decent position. I expect a scan to go off. Actually, he has the medvac, so he doesn't need to.
Yeah, the medvacs give him vision onto the higher ground. This bunker is going to go down from siege tank explosives. And it does look like a lot of the Marines for FlipKnight are getting run to their doom. The Marines are just hiding behind these tanks going, hell yeah!
Yep. Marines don't care. They don't even care about the Marines. They just want to destroy these rocks.
Let's see. So a much wider ramp now, so there's going to be no bottleneck or anything like that. Scan goes down to try and reveal more of the ramp. A lot of Marauders up there. Oh no, if these Marauders can rush and they can pick off these tanks, that lead tank is in the red.
You know, that would have been a perfect opportunity for FlipKnight to turn the tide of this battle.
But it looks like he's going to wait for them to head up it and use that bunker to his advantage. First tank goes down, but there is a siege tank on the low ground dealing a ton of damage to the Marauders up at the top. And it looks like after this, the Marines are going to be able to walk in and just, plant a couple red flags here and there.
Exactly. I mean, Duncan had great siege positioning. He had this one down here doing damage, got this
Very
one
smart move
up
on that low ground siege tank.
I mean, he did lose one, but you know what? Sacrifices happen in the Battle of War.
And it does look like the Marines are waiting for, I don't know, the go-ahead from Central Command, or at least the very slow snail movement of a siege line moving. Siege on the blue troops right now, but it's just too many red troops. And SCVs are pulled off to their death. That's got to be an order you'd hate. Hey guys, stop
go
mining
sacrifice
heroes.
yourself.
Go die. Again, medvacs doing their duty by giving high ground vision, Marines being able to mop up. This one Marauder is getting special treatment from this medvac, so he's dealing a lot of damage. But that Marine on low ground, equally special treatment from its own medvac.
Yeah, so it really looks like DuncanIdaho has the game.
Yeah, I mean, he very smart placement and usage of his tanks. When you're doing a tank and Marine build for Terran, you just have to be really smart with where you place your tanks. You know, keeping a couple on the low grounds, advancing a couple at a time, so you don't have any of them overstretched or clumped up a little too much. And when you're grumped up is when you're cranky and clumped.
And the one thing FlipKnight could have done is he had that perfect opportunity to take out those tanks when they unsieged.
You know, the one thing I'm really not liking from DuncanIdaho, because I got to give him some constructive criticism.
He's not reinforcing his army.
Yeah, I mean, he should be streaming in units from his factories and barracks right now, because though he's done a ton of damage and he's been very cost efficient with this handful of Marines and several tanks.
Oh, wow.
Oh, holy hell, how did we miss that? Well, ladies and gentlemen, this explains why there's been no reinforcements. A small contingency of Marines and Marauders moved down for FlipKnight, and this essentially turned in from a whooping on DuncanIdaho to a base race.
I'd like my hand
covering the mini. Oh my god! And it looks like the army of DuncanIdaho has been wiped out. There's a couple Marines by these barracks, but these SCVs are going to take out a tank. Oh my god!
You know, I looked over here and I saw like...
oh my god!
Why is the command center over here? And it was like, where does base go?
We got a GFG from DuncanIdaho. Oh my god, Iron Sparks, rewind! We are so sorry, guys. We were... when did that platoon move down?
We'll find out.
Wow. And that's, guys, you always want to stay on top of your macro.
That's why you should always look at the mini-map occasionally.
Always! I mean, we weren't even looking at the mini-map. Alright, so let's see. DuncanIdaho moves out with his army. He grabs that Xel'Naga tower. We have what I thought was all of FlipKnight's army, unless there was some type of drop behind. Okay, let's see. The first engagement I'm keeping my eye on. It looks like there was something bunched up at the third, which was the command center. Here we go. A 3 medvac drop from FlipKnight, going around the opposite way where you wouldn't assume there would be defenses. Heads down, and we're going to slow this down real quick. The medvacs were knocked out, so not all the troops were able to land, but there's nothing at DuncanIdaho's base to defend this. Command center lifts off. Marines are just left to fend for themselves. Command center's like, screw it, I'm leaving. And here we go, essentially a base race happening, and we didn't even notice it.
But you know...
I don't know!
It kind of still goes along to the same theme where we're saying how DuncanIdaho wasn't reinforcing his army. He wasn't building any attacking units.
I mean, I think the thing that threw me off, and what I probably didn't click in my brain that why this was happening is DuncanIdaho is not building anything, and he has 700 minerals in the bank.
I know.
He could have built a small army in his base.
Yeah, you get a tank, 2 Marines, 3 Marines. You can probably take this out.
Yeah, I mean, you max up at the gate.
Land these Vikings.
Yeah. Wow. DuncanIdaho should have won this game, but huge amount of kudos to FlipKnight.
Yeah,
for sending that drop army, getting the drop in for all those I mean, not supply depots, but missile turrets went up, and he forced a win.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. Great job, FlipKnight. That's awesome.
Yeah, it definitely flipped the tide of that battle.
It's so bad. This has to be one of my favorite silver games of all time. So
we should not pay attention to the games.
Yeah, really. Leave a comment down below on how you think FlipKnight and DuncanIdaho did. How do you think DuncanIdaho could have prevented this? And do you think, I don't know, FlipKnight did awesome. He did great.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, leave a comment down below. Hit that like button. Subscribe. Would really appreciate it. If you have your own YouTube channel where you put content up, we're definitely going to give a subscribe to you to help your subscription number go up. Send us your replays at SuperStarcraftBros@gmail.com. Good luck, have fun.
GG.
GG.